When I was a teenager, on summer nights,
Only so many times
I would sometimes sleep outside in the forest.
till my blood stains the ground.
Often I would wake in the middle of the night.
The vampires will feed on the fear we take from these, and the devil will puppet your skin.
And I would lie there in the darkness and listen to the sound of the wind in the trees.
Fearless, be fearless.
To me, that sound felt something like death.
In love and of dying. Be fearless in everything.
It was a sound that had been there on that hill long before I was born, and would still be there long after I was gone. Framing my life and the predicament that life brings all of us. Walking around on a ball that's floating through space, trying to make sense of that predicament and all the things that happen to us while we're in it.
Well, after the concrete and tarmac, we have the layers of the Earth dated at around 4.2 billion years. If you think of it as a clock, where the Earth was formed at midnight, we are less than a fraction of a second on that clock. We are very minuscule in the scope of time, and spinning through time and space and everything. So it's hard to fathom distances when you think of that the nearest star is billions of light years away. It's really, unless you're a true astrophysicist, you can't comprehend these distances and time. And I think, as far as extraterrestrial life goes, why should we be the only ones out there? If we don't kill ourselves first, I think hopefully we will be able to look at the bigger picture and be able to make friends with the folks out there. Except we have to coexist with our neighbors down here first before we can go out there and coexist with other people from other worlds.
got older, I've become happier with the fact that you have to live with doubt. I don't need anyone's dogma to guide me. I'm talking about religion. I find dogmas upsetting. On the whole, in my particular case, they were quite wrong. Curiosity is the most precious gift that'll get you through life. I mean, once you're sure you've got the answer, you stop living. Oh yes, I think, uncertainty is a wonderful thing, really.
You're very, very fortunate if you find real love in your life. It's an intense feeling, and that feeling never happened till late in life. I don't know why. I can't explain it to you. Love is difficult to find. It's consuming. You can't think about anybody else. It's beautiful if you get it. It's the most wonderful thing, but it doesn't happen very often.
I'm a great believer in a living Earth, and if the Earth is alive, well, then why not all the solar system, the sun, moon, all the planets, and of course then why stop at the solar system, all the galaxies, stars, both in our galaxy and outside our galaxy. An enchanted universe. Makes me feel both small but also big, the same as we have neurons in our brain which enable us to think and to speak, do the things we're doing. So as I see it, we are like neurons on the Earth, enabling it to do what it has to do. I think the only mistake people tend to make is having the belief that there's something wrong with them. I see myself as perfect as I am, and everybody I meet I see as perfect as they are.
Basic thought of being part of the natural world. At the moment it would appear that unless it's on the screen it doesn't exist, which can create a sort of tunnel vision, if you like. There is an enormous amount of description about the world, for example, which can give you an idea of what things are like without you actually going there. It's part of this whole business of connecting, which, to me at least, seems a very important part of life. Is something we might even lose the knack of doing.
I think if we stop looking at it as a mystery and see ourselves as part of the creation, then we understand a major portion of the mystery. What I understand about me is that I am the result of billions of years of evolution. Ultimately, we are inextricably bound together. That's the way of cosmic dust. We're here to discover our role in the turning of this planet. I don't worry about why it turns. The marvelous thing about being an Earthling is being an Earthling with other Earthlings. Do I wonder if there are other life forms? I think it would be arrogant to think there weren't. They may be among us. They probably are among us.
The curse of being old is that you were once young. If you take time to think about it, I mean, everybody is born infinite and then they become progressively more finite. It's quite ironic in a way. It freaks me out. I used to say I was an existentialist, you know. What is happening now is happening now, and then that's it. And I was quite happy with that kind of philosophy. I mean, I just can't get over the thought that you will cease to exist. Nobody escapes. It's incredibly freaky, isn't it? You know. I mean, that's the thing. It's really hard to get your head around the fact that your consciousness will one day be nothing. That is really scary, isn't it? Life is such a precious thing. You know, I just want to have another day, you know. You could meet the love of your life tomorrow, you know. I'd want another day. I'd want another day after that. But most people don't talk about it, do they?
If you're one of the people who sits down watching TV and the advertising, you're in a flow of experience that doesn't belong to you as such. Then of course people like Murdoch are going to get control of things. There's people who want power all over the place, and it's other people that give them the power. But those things which involve destruction and pain are equaled by those things which are beautiful, enjoyable, and are not painful. And you can totally enjoy it all. You know, wake up every morning and you go like, all right, life, what have you got for me today? And every day is majestic, and it might be a bad, sad day or a happy, glad day. Hey, it's an adventure. Life's very wonderful, and one of the great things I find is enjoying it together is very nice.
What do I think the point is? I've no idea. I mean, you just can't think what the point is. I feel as if I've sort of had my life. I've done it. And this is a free floating time. And I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm floating. I suppose I'm back in a refugee status really now. I've blossomed, as it were, and now it's time for the blossom to drop. And especially after your parents have died, and so it's you next, you know that. Then you begin to think about life and you see it in a different perspective. You know that death is coming next. I quite look forward to it, actually.
8 or something, they put me on a billiard table and I was singing, "You'll never know just how much I miss you." And I discovered it then, that's what I want to do. It wasn't about money, just life and to be happy. I don't mean happy-dappy, just living and doing the things that I like. I love life, and life's for living, and I'm going to live till I die. Well, I would just say live your life the way you want and don't work anywhere you don't like. Don't like your job, leave it.
It appears to me that over the years I have lived life so that I now quite clearly see this world as an audience at the cinema sees a film on the screen. And what I am actually watching is a film which is called Creation. I feel a connection through the earth, through the moon, the sun and the stars, back to the Big Bang. As I wish, I can gaze out at this world through the 5 senses that we've all been given and make contact with love. Where there is love, there is no law. And it appears to me, if one can bring oneself round to living life like that, one can change things. I know that when I'm thinking about death, it's just thoughts. The reality is, now, I must live my life in the moment.
I was very young when I became interested in the stars. I would go out at night alone and look at the stars, and I learned the constellations. I've always felt that the universe was benevolent, and I think by 10 or 11 I was already agnostic and told everybody I was going to be an astronomer. And I don't believe it goes on and on and on forever. just imagine we were a little molecule somewhere in our bodies, you know. It would look like vast space around us. It's only from our viewpoint.
Well, I find it precious and unique experience to be alive. We are essentially flawed creatures in a vast, dark, unknown universe. I don't believe there's an evil person, and I don't believe there's a better person. There's no one norm, one morality. I would see morals as pragmatic. It's a practical thing that enables the survival of the species. But things change. Culture is like a costume that you put on. It's not an essence. And it's only good as long as it fits you. It's not there to hold you back. It's there to help you survive in changing circumstances. And we are connected, united by the phases of our lives. What makes sense, what brings meaning to life is that things go up and down, but I don't never take it seriously, because I know in the end we will all die, all of us.
If you accept your dreams as a passionate, deep part of you, then it becomes your myth. And that's sacred and more important than school-learned history. School history takes you away from your sacred personal mythology, your unique power center, and therefore weakens you, filling you with a slave mentality. Your number one problem is how to escape slavery. I think this era, in fact, where the economy is really difficult, is an era in which they're proving that we're slaves again. It means that the small man is being annihilated. They're knocking out all the cockroaches that were crawling up and getting a chance. Everything that they advertise, all their showy goods, is because it always entails getting a job. Work is dubious. Going into your own dreams, energizing them, spinning them into your daily life is life's great challenge. This is your dream, your sacred dream. You can do what you want with it.
Love. I think that's what I live for. It's very important to me. I think that's what keeps me going. The problem when you come from abroad and come to a strange country, you don't come with your family, you create your own family. So your friends become your family as well. I remember one New Year's Eve, I cried my eyes out with missing home and missing my family. Friends makes up for it, and it's a beautiful life.
If we stop and think of the concept of being on the edge of the world, twirling round, that is such an insecure idea that we all act in ways to provide ourselves with some kind of meaning, and those things are, we congregate around those things. I've found my own meaning along the way, but I certainly don't think that I can impose that meaning, because when you get to the bottom of things, there is nothing. It is terrifying, but personally it doesn't terrify me. It terrifies me for other people. It terrifies me for my children. It terrifies me for people I love, but I don't personally feel terrified by it. Maybe when we can feel 11 dimensions, we then might get to what is real. But it's not a scary thought. I'm just accepting of it.
Of course, like every kid, I've had fears when I was a child, anxiety about the size of the universe and how far could it go and how did it all started, etc. But I don't have myself a philosophy about where we come from and where we go. I believe in things that I can touch and see, kind of thing. So, to my opinion, social equality for the people is so important, so that people have the chance to grow, I find life extremely special and beautiful. To pull the curtains to hear the first birds, I'm very happy with what I got. And at the moment it's not very much, although I have plenty. But I don't want this to be the main aim of my life and to dictate my happiness. I think the money and power has taken so much place in our society. And funny enough, you will find often the people who are the richest are the ones who have greatest difficulties to share. They are very dangerous. In 1789 they cut their heads in France, But personally, I'm very much supporter of a revolution without blood. There is ways to have a society which take care of its people.
I think life changes all the time, and I prefer to improvise rather than to follow a plan, because the thing itself, when it comes, is not going to be what you've prepared for. The unpredictability is incredibly exciting. I want it to be unknowable. That's the reality, really. There's an edge, and it's just over there, and beyond the edge, there's a sort of vastness. It's beautiful, but it's terrifying at the same time. And you realize that you know nothing. You can try and clutch at the straws of what we call knowledge floating past, but everything is in a state of flux all the time. We don't understand the darkness. We don't understand the light either, really. We don't understand that you can't have one without the other. There's no escape from it. Life is made of joy and woe, and until you understand this, you cannot go safely through life.
If we could observe the entire history of human behavior all at once and remove from that mass everything that was predictable about ourselves, I believe we would find something extra. And that extra something would be the evidence of our own humanity. A humanity inspired by the absurdity of our common predicament.
We are floating through space and we don't know why.